Come on, big red retard, get your ass over here! So, Texas Chainsaw 3D, you know, this movie, before I should have read who wrote this movie and directed it before I even watched it, because first of all, the screenplay was written by 3 freaking different people, and one of those people was the same person that wrote The Final Friday, Jason Goes to Hell, yeah, that piece of crap, and the guy who directed it, directed that horrible 2010 action movie Takers. You guys know what I'm talking about, the one with T.I., Paul Walker, and Chris Brown. Yeah, that lump of garbage. This movie was made by these Hollywood geniuses, and this movie was complete crap too. Texas Chainsaw 3D started off great from the opening credits. Forget about Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. Forget about Leatherface, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3. Forget about Texas Chainsaw Massacre The Next Generation. And if you want to forget about Michael Bay's remakes of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, you can too. But this Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3D, it leaves off directly at the pinpoint where the original 1974 hit of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre left off, and which is the girl pops into the trunk, the back of the truck, and Leatherface is over there doing his retard circles with the chainsaw in the air in the middle of the highway. That's where it leaves off. And Texas Chainsaw 3D starts off right from that point, and you know, it has the Sawyer family inside the house, along with Leatherface in there, but he's inside the, you know, his little secret room. And what happens is that the sheriff of the town at that point, he goes to the house with a shotgun, you know, does, get out of here, you guys killed people, I know you guys did it, bring out, I want to see Jed's hands up, and I want to see, I forgot whatever the hell the father's name was. So there's the sheriff, and then the whole town starts to come. And then what the whole town does, you know, I wouldn't even consider it the whole town. One of the townspeople and his band of goons comes in, and the sheriff did have nothing to do with it. And so these goons just, they shoot the Sawyer family, they set the house on fire, and they killed the father. They wiped out the whole freaking family, except Leatherface and the baby and her mother, this baby's mother. And then what happens, you know, like they start checking after the house has burned down. And what happens is that they go to the farmhouse, and one of the goons sees the mother and her baby, and so he takes the baby and kills the mother by kicking her viciously in the face. So he takes the baby and puts him inside his car. And then they take a picture, and it goes into newspaper outlets and whatnot. That's it. You know, we have no connection to the Sawyer. We barely have any connection to the Sawyer family. We don't have the mother, we don't have the father, we don't have no one. And the father, you know, the original sheriff, especially inside Michael Bay's remakes, they're all gone, and the father is my favorite character. He's a sick son of a bitch, and I like him better than Leatherface. And what really pissed me off is that they took out such a key point and a key character out of this story, and that from the get-go just really made me mad with this movie. Now let's go ahead around, let's say, 24 years. So from 1974 to 1997, 1996, and the baby's all grown up. Her name is Heather, and Heather is played by Alexandra Daddario, and so she's all grown up, and she's moved in with her 3 friends. One of them being Ryan, who is played by that really horrible R&B hip hop artist Trey Songz, and his music is just as horrible as his acting. Let's just get that straight. And this whole time period, again, makes me frustrated with the movie because it's so stupid, and the person who wrote this script, lazy, and you get it right from this moment. The person who wrote the script was very lazy, and you can see that laziness progress throughout the whole movie. I want to know how the hell okay? In the year 1997, our smartphones, and in case you guys don't know what a smartphone is, I'm going to show it to you. How the hell does a, smartphone end up there? Smartphones didn't even exist, okay? And don't even say shit, because I checked Alexandra Daddario's age. She is 26. So at most, it was 2000, 2001, okay? And how the hell is it going to be up to that year when it happens just right after the events of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which was made in 1974. So this movie has to be, guess what, 1974. And it's just stupid. And I noticed that I was trying to look for the, the year that the grandmother died, because she inherits the house from it. I tried to look at, the tombstone of the grandmother when she was at the cemetery, and I think it said like 2012, 2011, and this movie is just so stupid. It's not even funny. I mean, these are simple fucking mistakes. That's it, and it pisses me off. And I'm sorry for swearing, but as a, young aspiring filmmaker, it needs to be right, and it's just not. So there you go. I kind of threw away the story. That's right. Heather has a grandmother that she just found out, because, it comes into the mail and everything. So she has to go to this town in Texas, and she confronts her adoptive parents. I'm adopted? Are you serious? Come on. Yeah. And then so she's pissed off about being adopted, and, her and this hitchhiker that they picked up goes to Texas, goes to her grandmother's house. House is completely empty, and it's a pretty nice house. It's a mansion, and it's beautiful home, beautiful. But what they don't know is that Leatherface lives in the basement. So they haven't found out, but they will, because chainsaw. Yeah. So they enter the house, and one says that he'll stay because they have to go somewhere to some furniture place, whatever. And so one says he's going to stay. And then ends up being that it was the hitchhiker, and he's a thief. So he starts taking things from the house. He goes to the basement, and Leatherface hacks him with a hammer in the back of the head. And that's it. He's dead. And then they come back home, they find out that, oh my God, he was a fucking thief. Daryl, oh my God, he took my stuff. It's my inheritance. So they get all, stupid and everything. And then within 5 minutes, not even 5 minutes, within the next cut, they get over it. And they're drinking and partying. And, they're cooking and they're having fun or whatever. So one of her friends is a cook, and he's cooking food. And then what they don't know is that next to the kitchen, that there's like the secret door. So he goes through the secret door, and then he goes down these set of stairs, and it's Leatherface's pad. It's his part of the house. It's a wine cellar. And then Leatherface gets him. Leatherface, he sees Leatherface, and he runs up the stairs, and then Leatherface, he trips on the stairs, and Leatherface grabs a hook, hooks him in the back, hangs him, and then cuts him in half. Then Heather goes and discovers that, 2 people are dead, and it's because of this guy Leatherface. And so she runs, she goes into a coffin. Leatherface is cutting through the coffin. Trey Songz and this girl, they want to go have sex in the barn, and then they see Leatherface hacking up the coffin, distracts Leatherface. Leatherface comes after them. They hide in the barn, and then Heather nails into the barn with her car. Where the hell did Leatherface go in the first place? And then they get out of there. They go to the gate, and Leatherface is right behind them. They break through the gate, and then they didn't get out on time. So Leatherface grabs his chainsaw and cuts through the tires. They flip over, and this was the best part of the movie. Trey Songz dies while the car is flipping over. I guess his neck broke or something. So there you go. Trey Songz is dead, and then Heather and I forgot the other chick's name. They're trying to get out of the car, and Leatherface cuts her shirt, the blonde girl's shirt, and a little bit of her chest, but she's okay. She'll live. And so she gets out of the car, and then Heather gets out of the car, and Leatherface chases after Heather, And Heather goes through the woods, through this carnival, which brings me to, this really pissed me off. It's Halloween too, so, you know. But anyway, they go to this carnival, and Leatherface, it broke the fence, and she's running through the Ferris wheel and everything, and people don't see that Leatherface is chasing after this girl who has blood all over her, and as he's like running through the carnival chasing after her and going by people, he doesn't kill one person. And this is where, you know, sucky screenwriting goes in. She like hops, like she jumps and hangs onto one of the carts of this Ferris wheel, and she's coming down and everything, and then this cop comes, you know, tries to shoot Leatherface, but Leatherface throws his chainsaw at him and he ducks, so he doesn't even die. And then Leatherface is like, oh shit, I'm about to get shot. So then Leatherface scrams and goes into the woods. And Heather goes to the downtown police department. So Heather's at the police department, and you know, she's saying, you know, this guy who was wearing a skin mask killed my friends, and he was in my house, and I'm the granddaughter of Carson, but my last name is Sawyer. And then like the cops is like, oh my god, you're her. And then he's like, and then this other cop walks in with this box of evidence, and she goes through it and she starts seeing what the hell happened with her life, and she can't believe that she came from this sadistic family. And then she sees that she sees the goons who killed her family, and it's the mayor of the town, and I guess his cabin or his friends or whatever. And so she finds that out, and as this was actually a pretty cool segment. There was this cop at the house, discovered the crash and everything, and he had his smartphone in the year 2000, iPhone too, and he's like going through the house. It was kind of goofy, but he's going through the house with the gun here and the phone here, and it's like using it as his flashlight. He's going through the whole house, and then all of a sudden the blonde chick is inside this freezer. Leatherface hasn't even caught him yet, but the blonde girl's in his freezer, in this like freezer where you open the door and like you get food. She's in the freezer, right? She screams, and then the stupid ass cop shoots her in the head. Cop goes upstairs, runs into Leatherface. Leatherface knocks him out and then skins his face alive. And then you can see like his muscle system, his muscular system, and then he dies then. And then, so that goes there. Leatherface goes back to the car, hears that the mayor is going to take Heather to the Sawyer's old slaughterhouse. So then he goes there, you know, and everything. So then, so then Leatherface saves her while she was tied up to these things, these hooks, I guess. So then Leatherface saves her, fights off the mayor and his stupid friend. She kills the friend with this, I think it was like a curtain hanger, or some type of hook, stabs him, and like Leatherface is about to go into this meat grinder. He's chained up, he's about to go into this meat grinder, and then like he left his chainsaw to the other side. Heather grabs the chainsaw and then throws it to Leatherface. Leatherface cuts the chain, and then it was so cool. But still, this movie's awful, but this was actually a pretty cool line. I was like, wow, it's kind of funny. She's like, hey cuz, do your thing. So then he sends the guy into the pit, and he's like hanging on, and then Leatherface cuts his hands off, and then he falls into the meat grinder. And then, you know, that's it. You know, he killed the guy, the sheriff lets them go, and then they go back to the house, and Heather and her cousin Leatherface, or Jedediah, they live together. I have it on DVD. Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Beginning, the Michael Bay reboot sequel, or remake, or whatever. With Jordana Brewster, and this was a good movie, and I'm actually gonna watch it right after I'm done recording this. This was good, all right. It was gruesome, it was gory, it was crazy. Watch this movie. That's Jordana Brewster. She is so hot. And then about to cut her, and then this stupid ass comes, saves her. Taylor Hanley always has to save the day. Tries to pick her up. Leatherface comes right through the chest. Oh my god. Look at this shit. Freaking Hank, he's in the air. Look at that shit. That is a horror movie kill right there. And it's gruesome and it's violent. It just throws him like a rag doll. So there you have it, guys. Texas Chainsaw 3D. Horrible movie. I absolutely give this movie 1 out of 5 stars. It was just awful. Save your money. Save it for something else. Your money doesn't deserve this. It's not a good movie at all. The Tim flick signing out.